Hello everyone. This channel is going to transform into a random topic and game channel. If you subscribe to this channel because of Fortnite, sorry, it will probably start to consist less and less of it. The first two videos will still be on this channel, but if you go to Karka Shorts channel, you will see a playlist with those videos on that channel. Thank you for understanding. Now, let's fish in Stardew. All of the mods in this video will be linked in the description. Also, this video will be on the heavier side. I will talk about the struggles I've been dealing with lately, and this video will be unorganized since I'm letting out everything. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the video. Man, what a year I have been going through. So much change and growth has happened in a short amount of time, especially these last 3 months. Let's backtrack a bit. By change, I do not mean change as a person. Actually, I don't believe in change. I feel like you cannot change as a person because you're always going to be you no matter what. After changing, that body you're in will be the same, and that mind you have will be the same. Change is an external factor, and that is exactly what happened. I moved into a bigger room in my house, and the people that used to be in my life are no longer in it. But growth, that is an internal factor. Humans can grow, learn from their mistakes and experience, and improve as a person. Change can be instant, while growth is slow. That is where I'm at today, growing. Around the end of March and the end of April, I had a series of unfortunate events happen in a row. It came to the point of questioning who I was as a person. Was I being authentic to myself? Turns out, no, I was not. I was living the life that my parents wanted me to live, and I complied. If I had to explain what happened, I honestly could not. Our brains are wired in a way that unpleasant feelings feel permanent. I was dealing with a lot of emotions, and when that unpleasant feeling came up, my focus got narrowed, and my perspective became distorted. You can most likely understand how you might feel when one bad thing happened that brought your mood down, and then, shortly after, another thing happened that made you feel depressed. And then, next thing you know, you're digging yourself a hole that you feel like you cannot get out of. Yes, that feeling. We as humans only highlight the successful moments of our lives and hide the ones that we are ashamed of. No matter how much money or what education we have received, we all experience hardships at most points of our life. In the beginning, I would push these feelings away and say, I'll deal with them later. And then, I forgot about it. The fact is, I was doing this for at least 10 years. Push my feelings away and ignore them. Maybe hoping that I would go back and feel these feelings, but it never happened. Do you know that feeling when you try to stuff a suitcase filled with clothes and items, and it's so hard to zip it closed? That's what happened recently. I tried to put away that feeling and zip it closed, except this time, my zipper broke, and everything that I put away exploded out of that suitcase. All these feelings that I tried to hide for years have come out. The feeling of hopelessness. Do you remember how I said you feel like you're digging yourself a hole that you feel like you cannot get out of? That's what happened to me. Except, I wasn't digging a hole. I excavated this hole with an excavator. I have also learned that a month is short, but also excruciatingly long. When these unfortunate events occurred one after another, at the end of April and the beginning of May, I lost who I was as a person and questioned my whole life. I felt like I was in limbo. I didn't know what to do. I spent many weeks alone in my room, not wanting to do anything. The worst part is, I never really sat down and let these feelings run their course. I never journaled about them or reach out to someone and tell them how I was feeling. I wanted days to pass by quickly, but I also wanted them to slow down so I can enjoy my summer. The next thing I knew, it was the end of May. There was a noticeable gap in my YouTube content. I'm not going to get into the specifics of the main channel, but you can see the wide gap between my last video and the video where I decided to come back. It took an entire month, and even when I decided to come back, I did not completely heal. I wanted to do something to escape the feelings of being alone. We all know how depression works. We're alone in our thoughts, have no motivation, and watch YouTube videos or movies all day, and that is what I did too. I felt like there was no direction in my life. After uploading that video, I wanted to focus on myself and try to grow and become the person I wanted to be. I was tired of giving up and feeling hopeless. I wanted to take back the life I wanted. When you're depressed, there are a lot of thoughts. One of the thoughts I had was about where we are. We are a rock floating in space. If you want to feel small or have an existential crisis, there's a photo taken by Voyager 1. It's a pale blue dot. Along with this photo, there's a quote by Carl Sagan. Look at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideology, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. What do you do when you need to know an answer to a question? You Google it. I Googled two things: top self-help books and top self-help books for men. And these were the two books that I got. First was The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. And then it was No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert A. Glover. Looking back, I realized I read these books in the wrong order. The Gifts of Imperfection is about loving yourself for who you are. Brené journeyed her way to find people who are wholeheartedly living their lives and how she can apply it to her life. It's an amazing book, and I definitely recommend anyone who wants a book to ground themselves to get it. But I didn't know who I was. I needed to find that. Then came No More Mr. Nice Guy. This book really told me that I'm an awful person. Now, before I get any further, this book is not saying that you should stop being nice. It means stop being a narcissist, which I was. I hate to admit it, but to grow, I need to admit that I was a narcissist. I'm still working on leaving that part of me, but I think I improved so much from who I was in June. Reading just the introduction of the book, I knew that I was suffering from the nice guy syndrome. Here's a short checklist that Robert Glover put on his website that asks if you were a nice guy. I checked off all the boxes that made me a nice guy. If you check off any of those boxes, I totally recommend picking up the book. The sex does not matter in this case. Also, the phrase, "No more Mr. Nice Guy," makes me laugh every time because I think of a picture of Drake with the same caption. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes, and I want to document myself so I feel accountable. But also know that I'm human, and humans are flawed mammals. This is the first step in a long journey to improve myself. I'm feeling much better than I was in June. I'll hopefully update you guys in 6 months to see how I am doing. And here's the total amount of money that I caught from fishing. Thanks again.